Good day! Welcome to this video on how to find long-read transcriptomic sequencing data within the European Nucleotide Archive. This also serves as an introduction to the ENA's Advanced Search feature, unofficially of course. Within the third column, the third tab, you can find the Advanced Search button. This is where we can set everything up. In terms of the data type, you can choose from a variety of options. However, raw reads will give you typically the most search results, as these are the most liberally assigned to various denominations or separations of sequencing data. Thereafter, within the query, you have a whole bunch of options. I will highlight some of the most important here. The first is taxonomy. This will be related to whatever you're studying. So in this case, I will simply set this to Homo sapiens. However, of course, if your model organism is mice, you can look at it for mice or for any other model organism. Thereafter, you can check out the various fields within these buttons. I will highlight the field under sequencing information. Here, you can select your instrument platform. And this is where you can select, for example, the long-read sequencing data from either Oxford Nanopore or PacBio Smart. In this case, I'm going to select PacBio. However, you can also show data from both platforms by utilizing an OR rule and adding it as such. Of course, you'll want to change this to be OR. So now we have that the search results need to be from Homo sapiens, and that those search results need to have either been sequenced on a PacBio machine or an Oxford Nanopore machine. Additionally, you'll wish to add, I will delete the Oxford Nanopore here now. Additionally, you'll want to select specifically the library selection process, if you know a specific selection process that you like, or the library source more likely, which provides fewer options. So in this case, transcriptomic is probably the correct source. And for the purposes of this video, we'll also select the library strategy to just capture RNA sequencing studies. Again, there are lots of different options depending on the kind of data that you're looking for. And I encourage you to look through all of the various options to find those that are most meaningful to you. Additionally, I will highlight the ability to select based on a given number of reads samples. So you can only, if you wish, filter for samples for sequencing that has more than 5 million reads, let's say, if you were really looking for a study with long-read sequences that has a lot of coverage. Once you have constructed your final search query, you can hit search to make sure that you're actually getting some kind of results to process. And as we can see, there are 589 total reads or runs that basically satisfy the requirements that we inputted. In order to make this a bit more useful, you can add some data filters and select, for example, the experiment title as a field of interest. You can hit search again, and this will provide that piece of information here. And while it doesn't seem significant for these first samples, if we continue, we'll see that there are certain experiment titles that go a lot more in depth on the kind of sample that it is. Additionally, it is more likely that these samples with less description are usually lower coverage. Therefore, if we go back to this read count and we exclude reads that have less than 2,000 total reads, if we exclude runs that have less than 2,000 total reads, we'll see that the amount of description goes up. And we can specifically select samples based on search results that conform to specific cell lines or cell types that we are interested in. Additionally, if there's a particular field of interest, you can look through all of the different available fields and select those that are of interest. However, you'll probably need to use multiple fields in order to find samples of interest, any fields that are relevant, because sometimes a run won't have data for all of these fields, and you need to see which field in particular that run has data for, or metadata that matches the specific keywords that you want within your search results. Thank you for listening.